So, hello guys, this is FPL Friends Alex joined with James, and today we're looking at some players that are quite new, some of our Premier League clubs, and see if they can fit in our FPL teams. So, first up, we start with Malang Sarr, signed by Chelsea. He's a defender, and yeah, he hasn't got. They haven't revealed the price yet, but I think he could be an option, especially Chelsea have bought so many defenders. My prediction, I think, is priced to be 5.5. What's your verdict on that, James?
I think he might be a 5 million defender, as we haven't seen too much of him. Like in the if he can deal with the physicality in the Premier League, how good he's going to be against higher quality players. So I reckon that he'll possibly be a 5 million defender. I think actually I've splashed a lot of cash this season, and I wonder maybe he'll probably start. But when you look at him, I know Santiago Silva, how much game time will he really get? I don't think he'll be a very good option for FPL this season.
Yeah, we've swiftly moved on to Thiago Silva, who again, you briefly talked about him there. Thiago Silva, I mean, I understand if you start could be 5 million, but I think Thiago Silva will be at least 5.5. You know, he's been with PSG for quite a while. You know, he's a defender that, you know, he's proven himself. I think he can deal with the physicality. We saw in the Champions League how they reached to the final, and especially, you know, Chelsea, they signed so many defenders. You know, is he one to consider? Maybe not, as he hasn't got that attacking threat. What's your verdict, James?
I think that he does have that attacking threat from headers, but I think that we know he's got the physicality, we know he's got the quality, and I think that he'll probably be 5.5 between 5.5 and 6.5 billion. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Well, next on is another Chelsea player, surprisingly, and it's Ben Chilwell. He is currently injured, but for Leicester last season, when he was fit, he was good. He got assists and goals. Just before lockdown, he scored a fantastic goal against Watford, I remember. James, what you got to say?
I think that he's one of those players who I think at Chelsea it's going to develop him as a player. He's going to be putting in those fantastic crosses. And I think that he's also going to be, it'll be him versus like Reece James, I reckon, that left back position. And I'm surprised with Chelsea signing Ben Chilwell. But I think that he's one of those players who's got quality, but with his injury, I would not sign him for the time being.
Yeah, I completely agree. But we move on to a player that Fulham have signed. He's a left back. He plays for Wigan in the Championship. It is Robinson. Robinson is FPL have revealed he's 4.5 million, and Fulham have Joe Bryan, who's also the same price, if I'm not mistaken. And do you think he'll start, James?
No, I don't think he will start. I think that he'll be the second choice left back. And not just that, is that as we saw last season, as a left back or left mid sometimes, he got 1 goal and 1 assist. And I just don't think that's good enough for the attacking threat in FPL when you're a fullback. I think that there'll be much better options, and especially with like him not being a starter, 100% I would not get him.
Yeah, I agree with you with everything. You know, we haven't really seen much of him. He's quite young, so you know he's always got Joe Bryan, a big player. But next up, we move on to a Newcastle signing. It is Jeff Hendrick from Burnley. Burnley didn't give him a new contract, so he swiftly moved over to Newcastle. And I see his stats, things like 2 goals, 3 assists for Burnley, but Burnley aren't the most attacking team, so he could do better at Newcastle. But remember, he is fighting for his spot with Rich in St. Maximin. What's your verdict, James?
I don't think he'll start. As you can see, as you guys have seen, I've got St. Maximin in my starting 11, and my next choice would be Richie. So I think he's much more of a defensive player for like the midfield position, very old school, putting in those crosses, and I don't think that Newcastle have got the heading threat like Burnley has. I don't think he's going to play that much, and I don't think he'll get too many attacking returns either.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Finally, the last player, James is quite happy. Palace signing Eze from QPR. He is they revealed him recently. He is 6 million in fantasy, which is quite cheap. But again, is he a proven PL player?
I think it's a bargain. As we saw from last season, he got 14 goals and 8 assists, I think it was. And that, I think, just for playing at a club like QPR, it was like a one-man team. I think him and Zaha are going to link up really well. I think we're looking for very high points.
Yeah. So that is the end. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a nice end to your evening. That was our verdict on how we think the players are going to fit in our team. Realistically, I don't think anyone's going to be in our team, but we never know.